Hi, welcome to Promo Insiders, an ASA Media podcast covering the topics that matter most to the promotional products industry. I'm executive editor Sarah Lavandusky, and today I'm joined by Debbie Abergel, Chief Strategy Officer at Top 40 distributor Nadel, and Counselor's 2022 Woman of Distinction. Congratulations, Debbie, and thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Great. We just wanted to get a little bit of background on you and your time in promo, and you're so seasoned, and we just wanted to get a feel for what the journey has been like for you. So let's just start from the top. How did you get your start in this industry and at Nadel?
It's kind of interesting. I think that no one plans on being in this industry. And it was just one of those things. I was going through a divorce and I came to Nadel. It was not a full-time position. I really it was so different than anything I had done. I was in healthcare before, in public administration, things along that line. And there was so much passion, there was so much energy. And, I worked in finance at Nadel first. And when an opening came up, we did one of the first online stores in the industry. I was asked if I wanted to do it and I jumped at it.
Mm-hmm. So when did you realize that promo Nadel were a little bit different from the corporate world that you had been used to up to that point?
It just, I feel there's energy and there's a lot. It's not as structured, like everything is new and different and you have to think. And it was just different and I loved it. I loved even something as minor as figuring out how to get something somewhere that same day. At least I felt alive. There was I felt alive. I just loved it. It was so different than what I was used to in corporate America, where everything is very structured, litigious. I mean, it was just, you know what I mean? It's just a lot different.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that online store. Can you tell us what it was like to launch that and then manage it? Because we didn't have the platforms then that we do now to manage a store like that seamlessly. So what was that like?
I found it really interesting because at that time it was new to the world, right? You basically had Amazon and, they had books. People don't remember, there wasn't much more. No one relied on the internet the way they do now. And I was really lucky that I had some great mentors that I didn't know what a beta test was. At that time, that store cost the company over $100,000. It was a huge investment. Our CFO did not think that it would last. I mean, people did not really envision, purchasing online. They just didn't really see it. So it was great. It was great to, it was a great experience for me. I mean, truth be told, for the first couple of years, we still took phone and fax, if anyone remembers fax orders. And then I would just call up. People did not have, the internet isn't what, speed wasn't what it is now. So it would they couldn't get online as quickly and place their orders. And it was a lot easier for them to just write it and fax it in. So it was a lot of learning, and it was a great experience. And I was lucky that we were able to do it at a time where it was so new that it wasn't out there yet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And can you also tell us about the recent Nadel rebrand that became official a few months ago?
Well, that was a big passion project. I mean, we actually started that 5 years ago, and we'll probably do another one in not to the extent that we did this time, but we always knew, I would say the last rebrand that we did a little bit more than 10 years ago, we always knew that we were going to change the name in some way. We didn't know what the name would be, but we knew that there would be a change. Originally pre-COVID, I spoke to some really big agencies. It was going to be probably close to a high 6-7 figure project. COVID made us scale back and use an agency, a local agency. And really the time was our friend, because we were able to really think about what it would look like. We were not in a rush, and not just look at what Nadel would look like, but what the industry would look like and where we want to be. So it's been a very positive experience. And it's pretty much like right now, we're at the stage where um, we're really seeing what it is, who we are, what this voice, this brand voice is. And we're just taking it easy. We're really feeling it, really getting ourselves into that space of what we look and sound like inwardly and outwardly, to our clients, our partners, our employees. So it's just great. I mean, and it's great to see what we still, our culture is still the same. The culture is the core, right? And that culture is still it's part of Nadel. It will always be a part of whatever this company's name is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's great. Yeah, I love that. And you've, I've heard from the industry representatives who know you well, who said you've been a role model and a mentor for so many, not only within your company, but also across the industry. What advice do you have for new industry members, and particularly women in business who are looking to build a career in promo in this industry?
Um, so I everything is very organic with me. I think that if you connect with someone, and I know for me that I admire talent. I look up to people. I have no shame in like really looking at people and saying, wow, like I love the way they handle situations, and I want to learn how to be like that. I don't want to be reactive. I want to be thoughtful and really kind of looking at how people lead their lives, their business, and really kind of just chart out who you want to be. I knew I if you would have known me, you would have like people that knew me 20 years ago don't like are just amazed of how I've transformed. I was really shy. I would like I thought that I would die if I would have to speak in front of people. I still have that fear, but not as much as I used to. But it's just really getting over a lot of your fears. I'm a big believer you only have today once, and nobody really thinks about you. I mean, once we hang, you're not going to go home and think about what I said or did. And if I made a mistake, you're not going to think about it. I am. And I think for women in businesses, women entering business, I think it's a lot different now than when I started or even my mother. But I think you just have to, I never think about it as a gender. And and I'll just tell you real quick, like, when I met my husband, my husband that I've been with we've been together 7 years, but married for 3. I was really worried about him seeing me at work because I'm a different person. And I remember like just saying to him, I don't want you to come to the office because everyone treats me differently. And I like the way you treat me outside the office. And I had to do some thinking afterwards. And I'm like, my real who I am has come out at home as well. And so it is who I am. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like it's okay. It's okay to have strength, it's okay to show strength and be able to make decisions, and show leadership. I think sometimes as women, we don't always feel we can, and we kind of back down a little bit. I would do that in my personal life when I was younger. I've never really done that in my professional life because I wanted a career and I wanted, to be a leader. I wanted that. So I pushed for it. But I think in my personal life, being in a relationship, I was like, oh, you can't really show that side as much. So that makes sense. But now it's like, at 57, I feel like I can do it professionally and personally.
Wonderful. That's really well said, Debbie. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your win. It's just very exciting. And we look forward to seeing you in Chicago.
Thank you so much.
And for more coverage of our 2022 awards winners, please head to asicentral.com/news. Thanks for listening.